Welcome back to Biz Talk, everyone. I am your host, Rachel Weaver. I am excited to have with me today Jake Linville. He is a certified public accountant that specializes in providing expert guidance tailored to the needs of businesses and individuals. With extensive experience in controllership, public accounting, income tax, cost accounting, and software implementations, he is uniquely positioned to assist any size business in achieving financial goals. Jake, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Rachel. It's good to be back.
I am excited to dive right in to talking today a little bit about cost effectiveness and expertise access. How does fractional controllership contribute to cost effectiveness in gaining access to high level financial expertise compared to traditional full time controllership roles?
Well, controllers, depending on where you are in the United States, can run you between $75,000 and $250,000 a year just for their salary, plus benefits and taxes. So they can be pretty expensive. However, when you boil that down to 10 hours a week, for example, you could get that same level of talent for between $400 and $1,400 a week just for 10 hours. This way, you can have them come in and focus for a few hours each day on the most pressing financial issues and implement controls so that you can scale your business as it grows. Also, this is really important. You'll also have a financial expert on call, which is, it's hard to put a price on that. You'll have someone you can just call anytime and just say, hey, Jake or Sam or whoever, whatever your person's name is, I've got this situation. What do you think? And being able to bounce that off of somebody that has financial expertise is priceless, especially when you're a small to medium business and you usually don't have access to that.
That's great. Such great information, especially cost saving information, I'd say. So tell us, what are the key advantages of utilizing a fractional controller in terms of optimizing financial management strategies for small and medium sized enterprises?
Sure. So first key advantage is internal controls implementations. And so that may sound like fancy and technical. All it really means is they can come in and make sure that the same person, for example, is not receiving cash from customers, billing customers, and applying those payments from customers to their accounts and reconciling the bank statement, because that's an opportunity for fraud to be perpetuated. So they can come in and place controls in place so that you can safeguard your assets and your information. Secondly, process improvement in the back office. They can come in and focus on accelerating your financial month end and year-end close processes by working with management and staff to streamline the information flow. That may sound technical and complicated, but all it is somebody like myself coming in and sitting down with folks and saying, hey, what do you need to get done at the end of the month so that you can get financial information out there? What is keeping you from getting it out faster? And then working with the folks that are there in the office or at the facility or wherever you are working or running your business to make sure that that information can get out more faster. And like I was saying, you'll have a financial expert on call for everyday situations that they wouldn't otherwise have. This is a huge value add in and of itself. And lastly, budgeting and forecasting your cash flow. Small and medium businesses, traditionally or unfortunately in the past, they've been very susceptible to swings in cash flow. And so you'll have a dedicated person to focus on making sure that you can budget, forecast, and then measure yourself against those on a regular, timely basis, which goes back to that process improvement. So if it's taking you 30 days to get information. So we're in January right now. Let's say you still don't have your information for December, which is normal. If you don't have that information by the 20th or the 25th of the month, which is really late, you need to hire a financial controller or a fractional controller so that you can get your financial results faster, so that you can make faster decisions. And that will put you above and beyond, or give you an advantage to against your competitors.
Wow, great information. Can you elaborate on specific responsibilities that a fractional controller typically undertakes in managing financial functions, and how these responsibilities differ from those of a full-time controller?
Sure. So what a controller normally does is managing the accounting process, from budgets to forecasts, sometimes if there's not a CFO on hand, to actuals, which is the actual results each month and each year. Managing the month end close so you can have timely financial results. Timely means not 30 days, not 45 days. It means within the first couple of weeks of the month, you have your financial results, and they're there to make sure that you have that, so you can see how you did and make any adjustments so that you can do better the following month. Also, a fractional controller has a specific scope of work. Scope is just a fancy word for a specific list of things that you want them to do. So the only way that they will differ from a regular controller is if you decide to limit their scope. For example, if you are looking at bettering your processes and you want them to come in and implement a software for you, and you don't need them to do your financial month end close, you can limit them to just doing the software implementation. So there's not really a difference unless you narrow that scope to less than the usual responsibilities.
Such great information. A lot of people don't even know the difference. So it was a great explanation of the difference between the controller. Um, and I appreciate that very much. In what ways does the flexibility offered by fractional controllership benefit businesses in adapting to changing financial needs and market conditions?
Sure. So, like I've been saying, timely financial information is crucial to make changes in a changing environment, and or to get ahead of your competition by building your business from the ground up so that it can scale with your business as you grow, rather than looking back and wishing you had actually scaled your business. And when I say scale, that just basically means as you get more customers, as your business grows, your back office grows with it, so that you don't have to go back and change a bunch of stuff because you're bigger. It will grow with you. And so that is one of the biggest benefits in having a fractional controller on hand, so that they can actually put those processes and controls in so that you don't regret what you did in the past, and you don't end up 5-10 years down the road saying, why in the world are we still doing this manual thing, whatever that may be, that we did when we were brand new? Why are we still doing this? You'll have something that grows with you, and you'll never regret it.
Love that. So important to keep in mind. Um, I would love to explore examples of successful implementations of fractional controllership and how organizations have learned this model to enhance their financial decision-making process.
Sure. So, for example, I recently helped an agricultural business go through a post-purchase of a new farm. So they bought a farm. They're, not, and they needed to have me come in and implement strong financial controls to ensure timely financial reporting. So come in, make sure that they get their results on time. They actually had engaged a former employee of the purchase company to do this. but they weren't providing the information timely, and they
Mhm.
were very difficult to work with and let alone get a hold of. Like actually still kind of work with this person. They're very difficult to get a hold of. And management had gotten to a breaking point and they said, okay, we need somebody to come in here and we need eyes on the ground. And so I came in and immediately placed controls around accounts payable,
Mhm.
accounts receivable, cash, inventory, inventory management. And we are now in the process of implementing Tipalti, which is something that I've mentioned before. It's an accounts payable management software that everyone that's watching should actually look into. It's spelled Tipalti. It's amazing. They'll give and this system will give them more control over their cash outflow as they work with the existing customers to speed up their cash collections. So they've had this farm has been in business for quite a while, and customers may or may not be paying timely. So they can focus on controlling what they can control, which is cash going out, and while they're working with their existing customers to help speed up cash collections, which I actually am working with them to do to make it so that customers have better options and more options to pay electronically and instead of via check or etc. So that's an example of a recent example of implementing fractional controllership. And I can't speak for them, but I feel like they value my services there.
Mhm.
And what's really nice about a fractional controller is you can just go in there and they'll just give you the keys to the kingdom and they'll let you do what you need to get done.
Such great information. Thank you so much, Jake. Can you tell us where to find you?
Sure. You can contact me at bookmycpa.com. It's spelled just how it sounds. And you can also reach me at 406-480-6622. We also offer tax services. We're going into tax season.
Mhm.
If you're interested, you have an opportunity to save 25% on your tax return this year. Just
Awesome.
come to me and enter code TAX when you hit that store button in the middle of the screen. I'd love to help you.
Thank you so much. And with that, we will be right back after this commercial break.